After the storm, residents in West New Providence still stranded in feet of water. Tonight on Our News.
Residents in the St. Albans Drive community are still picking up the pieces after Tropical Storm Imelda left massive flooding in their community. For the details, stay tuned to Our News tonight.
And from sedans to SUVs, tow trucks overwhelmed after Tropical Storm Imelda left dozens of cars stalled, while drivers keep getting caught in the rising water. Plus, Devin Isaacs vanished at just 16. Now, 16 months later, his family's still waiting for answers. His mother refusing to give up hope. Then in Our News at 7:30, we'll tell you the poll that shows most groups back the National Junkanoo Committee to run the parades, but the JCNP says not so fast. The Attorney General now involved. The future of this year's parades hangs in the balance. Our News, live at 7, starts right now. Welcome to Our News, live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candino Knowles. Days after Tropical Storm Imelda dumped heavy rain on New Providence, several feet of water still sitting in parts of St. Albans. The community is already known for flooding, but this time, the heavy downpour created what residents described as a nightmare. This morning, our Joshua Williams waded through the streets of West New Providence to see the situation for himself and to hear directly from the people living in it.
Some residents of St. Albans Drive are still stuck in their homes after Tropical Storm Imelda dumped inches of rain, causing widespread flooding. And just like I did in Pinewood Gardens yesterday, I headed to this community where I spoke to the impacted residents, some of them still trapped in their homes. Antoine Wallace is one of them. He says water poured into his condo, rising as high as 6 inches.
And in all my 25 years, I have never seen or had any water in my place. It has come up to my 2 doors, but this was the first time that it has actually been inside.
He took me further down where we waded through still high water. The watermark could be seen high on car doors. We also spotted this crab crawling through the flood waters. I continued my trek where I met a woman who was still stuck in her home. Speaking to me from her door, she says while they knew a storm was coming, they got more than what they expected.
That whole area, this whole yard has been flooded out. The water came into the house. We were not prepared for a flood. Usually when it's hurricane, we know what to do. We put down our sandbags and everything, and we're fine.
Garbage trucks came through collecting garbage, probably for the first time since the storm. Residents were seen walking through water, cars still trying to navigate the main St. Albans Drive. They also tell me Defense Force officers were in that community earlier assisting them. Other homes I went to had similar water damage, much of it coming from the pond that had overflowed.
They should put a pump there on the grounds at the park and have it pumped across the street, just like how they're doing it down there by Kentucky Way.
And that's just what we saw. Drains opened with workers pumping the excess water into the bay on Saunders Beach just across the road.
So why haven't successive governments gotten it right? And has flooding become politicized?
This is global warming at its finest. And this area has been flooding from way back.
This here is not a political problem. It's a Bahamian problem that needs to get fixed. And successive governments have been here and nothing has been done.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks so much for that, Josh. And dozens of motorists left stranded as their cars stalled out in flood waters in Imelda's aftermath. From sedans to SUVs, owner of Mr. B's Towing, Basil Brooks, telling Our News they've seen and towed it all in the last 4 days. Brooks says he received calls from as far as Frank Watson Boulevard.
Were we busy? Were we getting a lot of calls? We were. It was so much work, I just gave out jobs. As persons called me, I just hand them out. It was overwhelming.
Our team also caught up with President of Bahamas Towing and Salvage Association, D'Amico Williams. He says all 50 companies in the association have been swamped with work and adds that a common mistake has been underestimating how deep the waters are. It's no doubt hitting those stranded motorists in the pocket. Each tow costs about $150.
Some people would try to go through that water kind of smooth and slow, and then there's going to be that one person who's going to come down there speeding because he has a bigger truck or a bigger Jeep, and he's going to bring a tidal wave with him, and he's going to knock out everybody in that whole vicinity.
All right, and cleaning up the severe flooding for the past few days hasn't been easy for the Ministry of Works, but officials say they expect the situation to be under control in the coming days. Our Berthany McDermott, he went back to West Grove area today where he got a first-hand look at the flood remediation efforts there. Be sure and stay tuned for that. It's coming up in our news at 7:30. And now to the mother of missing teenager Devon Isaacs, who says she believes police have abandoned the search for her son. It's now been more than a year since he vanished at just 16 years old. And 16 months later, his 18th birthday has come and gone, with his family still desperately searching. Delvado Emmanuel spoke with his mother today.
It's been over a year since I first spoke to Tashana Thompson at her Carmichael Road home. At the time, her son had only been missing for a few days. Now, months later, the search continues. Thompson has been living in uncertainty, waiting for the day her son Devon Isaac comes back home. Devon was 16 years old when he disappeared from his home in May of 2024. Police issued a Marcus alert just days after his disappearance. In July 2024, then Police Commissioner Clayton Fernandez released CCTV footage showing a car parked 2 houses away from Devon's home shortly after midnight. Since then, Thompson says she hasn't heard anything.
The police is ever looking for him. And worse that he's 18 now, they just ain't going to go look for him. I haven't heard from them since last year, September. I went there, I think June or July, just to go for an update. I sat out there for 45 minutes and nobody never came out to me.
Devon would have celebrated his 18th birthday on July 2nd. Instead, his mother says the day was filled with tears. She believes her son didn't just run away. Her motherly instincts telling her different.
My intuition telling me that he is alive, but he's not in Nassau, to be honest. That's how I feel personally.
Since Devon's disappearance, some have reported sightings of the teen, but Thompson says she's not buying it.
Despite the fact he may be 18, he's still missing. He went missing as a child. If you see him, grab him and get him to the police station. Why you can come on Facebook or social media and talk about, oh, I just see him this way, that way, the next way. That don't make no sense.
Despite the silence from police, she says her faith keeps her going strong, praying that one day she'll be reunited with her son. Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
All right, thanks so much for that, Delvado. Pilot Donald Ferguson Jr. has been denied bail for a second time, despite his lawyer's arguments that he should be released while awaiting trial on murder and drug trafficking charges. Justice Dale Fitzpatrick ruled Ferguson posed a risk of absconding, committing further offenses, jeopardizing public safety, and even interfering with witnesses if freed. The 27-year-old is accused of killing his romantic rival, Giovanni Roll, on June 16th last year at Jet Nassau. Roll, who was dating Ferguson's estranged wife Tanisha, reportedly told witnesses before he died that DJ, which is Ferguson's nickname, shot him. The drug charges stem from a December 6, 2024 plane crash in Auckland, where police discovered 25 bales of cocaine and 1 bale of marijuana. 2 men fled the scene, and investigators later found Ferguson's iPad in the cockpit. Justice Fitzpatrick said there was evidence linking Ferguson to both cases, adding he is also wanted in the United States on drug and firearms charges. The Bahamas joining countries around the world to mark Access to Information Week, which began on Monday. The initiative, led locally by the Organization for Responsible Governance, aims to shine a spotlight on the importance of transparency in government. Executive Director of ORG, Matthew Albury, says it's a critical tool for building public trust, holding officials accountable, and ensuring Bahamians have a clearer understanding of how decisions are made and taxpayer dollars are spent.
From the 29th of September to the end of that week, we'll have a number of activities that will really highlight the critical role that access to information brings, particularly as it relates to building public trust, ensuring environmental safeties, ensuring that communities have access to information about the way that governments are spending their money and making decisions, as well as the economic opportunities that come from being able to have access to the full range of information that government holds on to.
And Aubrey says this week's events include a virtual roundtable with journalists and environmental advocates, as well as social media campaigns highlighting how access to information impacts daily life. He notes while the Freedom of Information Act was passed in 2017, its full implementation has been delayed, leaving citizens without a right many believe could strengthen democracy.
The Organization for Responsible Governance was part of the 22 private sector and civil society groups that mobilized to pass an inclusive and consulted Freedom of Information Act back in 2017. The act has been passed, and from that point to now, I would say we're probably at about 70% of its becoming fully enacted. We have a information commissioner, we have a few components of the act that have been put forward, and there's actually a plan for further implementation. The challenge has been that the funding has not been sufficient to be able to bring that forward, to do the training internal to government, to be able to identify and bring forward the technology that will be required, and then the extensive training for the public.
All right, we've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson, he's standing by in the Weather Center. Greg, happy Wednesday.
Welcome back. Yeah, happy Wednesday.
Good to see you.
You missed all the action.
I was going to say so many things happening while I was out. When I left, we were following Gabrielle, and then that fizzled out, and then Umberto, and that fizzled out, and then Imelda. Right? Peak of the season.
Peak of the season, yeah.
Navigator.
And we still have a lot more of the season to go, so don't put your guards down just yet.
Outside of the storms, though, I think you have an anniversary today.
Yes, today happens to be my anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you, and we say happy anniversary to my wife as well, Stella.
Happy anniversary to you both.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, beautiful day on the outside and a beautiful evening if you plan on doing anything on the outdoors. 84 degrees with a few clouds. It is on the breezy side. Your winds out of the north-northeast at 50 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 92. Temperatures right now around the Family of Islands, we are in the low to mid 80s. 81 in Freeport, 82 in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, we pick up 83s. Alistown, Bimini, Great Harbor Key, over Nicholson, Andros. Here in the capital and Governor's Harbor, 84 is there. Central Bahamas, 85. Kemps Bay, Black Point, Exuma, Georgetown, Deadman's and Port Nelson, Rumkey. 84s, Arthurstown, Cat Island, Coburn Townsend, Salvador, and into the southeast Bahamas. 85s once again in Duncantown, Ragged Island, Colonel Hill, Crooked Island, Delectable Bay, Acklands. 85, Matthewtown, Inagua, Abrahams Bay, 84, and our good neighbors to the southeast, Turks and Caicos Islands. Your temperature right now is at 86. Satellite and radar composite, what a difference a day makes. We have some trailing moisture from Imelda, which is pulling well to the north of us, really is on the back door or on the steps of Bermuda, and they are going to be feeling its impact, but that moisture will continue to stream across our area, so we're looking for some isolated showers and thunderstorms. That will likely continue through the rest of the week and into the weekend, and looks as though in the extended forecast, this goes into next week as well. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still coming.
Jazz Chisholm and the Yankees are in the postseason. We hear from DeAndre Ayton at Lakers Media Day, and the national baseball team finally lands in the win column. Our Sports at 7 is up next.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
NFL season is back, and Cable Bahamas is bringing the action straight to you.
Okay, so let I take it from here. This season, Cable Bahamas is the Bahamas' #1 NFL provider. More games than ever before. With any live fiber infinite bundle, Trio or Trio Plus, you unlock Thursday Night Football, Sunday Ticket in 4K, and every highlight that matters. Just opt in the Sports X for $5 a month.
And don't miss a touchdown. Sign up now.
Watch Thursday Night Football exclusively with Rev and the Live Fiber on channel 747 and 748.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
I was just telling my friend I wish I could get my Our News updates sent to my phone, like a WhatsApp message or something, you know?
Haven't you heard?
Well, who say that?
It's me, Jerome, your news godfather, and I'm here to
Good evening, I'm Tage Adderley, and this is Our Sports at 7. Jazzism and the Yankees are in Major League Baseball's preseason. They squared off against their rival, the Boston Red Sox. The Yankees fell 3-1 to their bitter division rival, the Boston Red Sox. Jazz didn't get the start, but he got in late and went 0-for-1 with a flyout to right field. Game 2's happening right now, so go ahead and check it out if you can. Los Angeles Lakers' new big man DeAndre Ayton participated in that team's media day. Let's check it out.
Honestly, pressure is a privilege, and I'm in the right place to be, where everything counts and the fans wants us to win, and I'm here to just add to that legacy on bringing a title here.
That's DeAndre Ayton speaking at his introductory press conference with the LA Lakers. He talked about being a part of the Lakers' history and joining superstars LeBron James and his draft mate Luka Doncic. And finally, our baseball team got in the win column in Panama. The team beat Aruba 7-3 thanks to 4 strong innings from Chad McKenzie and a 2-for-4 day from Keshawn Conliffe. Rohan Kulmer also stepped up with an RBI double. Well, that does it for Our Sports at 7 p.m. Be sure to stay tuned for Our Sports at 7:30. We'll have all these stories and some more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as the U.S. government shut down Wednesday. Lawmakers failed to reach a deal. Plus, the United Nations Security Council approves a bigger multinational police force in Haiti to tackle gangs. And it's the end of an era. AOL officially discontinued. The story when Our News returns.
I was just telling my friend I wish I could get my Our News updates sent to my phone, like a WhatsApp message or something, you know?
Haven't you heard?
Well, who say that?
It's me, Jerome, your news godfather, and I'm here to update your life.
Well, how do you plan to update my life exactly? Because I don't think I'm understanding. Care to elaborate?
Our News has launched its broadcast channel, so now most important updates come straight to your WhatsApp.
Dad, so you tell me that I have access to real-time updates and news at 7:30?
Yes, you get it first and direct and unfiltered.
Okay.
It's perfect for our viewers who want to stay on top of what's going on.
Well, I want to stay in tune. Are you talking about like recent crimes and political updates and heartfelt stories as well as sports coverage?
We're talking exclusive updates, behind-the-scenes content, major announcement, everything you actually care about.
Nice. I love the sound of that. So this is like VIP access to the news you don't want to know. So what are you waiting for? Be sure to press the notification bell on the WhatsApp broadcast channel so that you don't miss out on all of the real-time updates.
Every week, one show drives the national conversation. On the Record. We challenge the issues, ask the tough questions, and dig deeper. We bring in the experts, the decision makers, and the voices that matter. Our discussions shape policy, influence change, and inform the public like no other. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel. The conversations that shape the Bahamas start here, on the Record.
Joshua Williams here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button and to follow all of our social media pages. Also, don't forget to push that notification button so that you can see all of the great content from the team you already trust.
This is Our News. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. The United States government shut down Wednesday after lawmakers failed to reach a funding deal. Republicans blamed Democrats, accusing them of holding Americans hostage to a far-left agenda. Democrats blocked a stopgap bill saying it didn't protect health benefits set to expire. At the Capitol, House Speaker Mike Johnson repeated a false claim that Democrats want to give illegal migrants subsidized coverage. But the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office says the plan only restores coverage for refugees, asylum seekers, and legal visa holders.
We have open dialogue all the time, but here's the simple fact. There isn't anything we can do to make this bill any better for them. We literally did not put one single partisan provision in the bill. There's no policy writers, there's no gimmicks and no tricks. Now, we could have done that. I had a lot of colleagues that wanted us to load this up with our priorities, but the leaders decided that we should do this in good faith, simply to buy more time, again, for the appropriations process to work. That's all this is. So there's nothing to negotiate.
Meanwhile, Democrats are blaming Republicans as the federal government shutdown takes hold, furloughing hundreds of thousands of workers. Democrats insisting any deal must restore Obamacare subsidies that expire in January. About 750,000 federal employees are affected, some working without pay. Senator Angela Alsobrooks called it despicable and shameful.
So this is despicable. It is so shameful. It will tarnish and harm our country for generations to come, the actions that they have taken.
Snapchat users pushing back after the app announced it will start charging for photo and video storage. Snap says anyone with more than 5 gigabytes of saved memories will now have to pay to keep them. The company calls it an inevitable change, adding the fees will help improve the service. But users on social media calling it greedy, saying they've built up years of free storage. Snap says most people won't be affected. And it's the end of an era. AOL has officially shut down its dial-up internet. The company confirmed it pulled the plug this week, ending a service that introduced millions to the web back in the 90s and early 2000s. Census data shows more than 160,000 U.S. households still relied on dial-up last year, but AOL says it is moving on. The company, now owned by Yahoo, keeping email and other services. Some social media users called it a nostalgic goodbye. And Guyanese President Ifraan Ali, highlighting the ongoing territorial controversy with Venezuela during a recent address at the United Nations. The Essequibo region, a sparsely populated jungle area comprising 2/3 of Guyana, remains a point of contention. Venezuela contests the 1899 tribunal ruling that awarded the Essequibo to Guyana, labeling it the reclamation zone on their maps. Ali's speech came during a tense climate in the Caribbean region, amidst an ongoing crisis between Venezuela and the United States, with Venezuela denouncing the violation of its sovereignty by the United States.
Guyana is a small and peaceful state. We have endured repeated threats and aggression from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. The territorial controversy between our states is now before the International Court of Justice. If the rights of a small state can be trampled upon and legally binding orders ignored, what protection remains for any nation under international law?
Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was October 1st. Then in our news at 7:30.
48 hours, that's the timeline given by the Ministry of Works for the flooding situation here in New Providence to be at a more reasonable level. I'm Berthany McDermott. We'll bring you those details in our news tonight.
And the Department of Inland Revenue rolling out a new pre-certification process, and without it, no business license. From bars to clubs to restaurants, your favorite liquor store could be impacted. The story when our news returns.
NFL season is back, and Cable Bahamas is bringing the action straight to you.
Okay, so let I take it from here. This season, Cable Bahamas is the Bahamas' #1 NFL provider. More games than ever before. With any live fiber infinite bundle, Trio or Trio Plus, you unlock Thursday Night Football, Sunday Ticket in 4K, and every highlight that matters. Just opt in the Sports X for $5 a month.
And don't miss a touchdown. Sign up now.
Watch Thursday Night Football exclusively with the Rev and the Live Fiber on channel 747 and 748.
was just telling my friend I wish I could get my Our News updates sent to my phone, like a WhatsApp message or something, you know?
Haven't you heard?
Well, who say that?
It's me, Jerome, your news godfather, and I'm here to update your life.
Well, how do you plan to update my life exactly? Because I don't think I'm understanding. Care to elaborate?
Our News has launched its broadcast channel, so now most important updates come straight to your WhatsApp.
Dad, so you tell me that I have access to real-time updates and news at 7:30?
Yes, you get it first and direct and unfiltered.
Okay.
It's perfect for our viewers who want to stay on top of what's going
Well,
on.
I want to stay in tune. Are you talking about like recent crimes and political updates and heartfelt stories as well as sports coverage?
We're talking exclusive updates, behind-the-scenes content, major announcement, everything you actually care about.
Nice. I love the sound of that. So this is like VIP access to the news you don't want to miss. So what are you waiting for? Be sure to press the notification bell on the WhatsApp broadcast channel so that you don't miss out on all of the real-time updates.
On this day in Bahamian history, we remember Bahamian-born actress Estelle Roll Evans. Born in Roll Town on October 1st, 1906, Evans made her mark in Hollywood with films like The Quiet One, To Kill a Mockingbird, and The Learning Tree, which earned her an NAACP Image Award. Also on this day in 1928, the first seaplane touched down in Nassau Harbor, marking the start of Pan American Airways service to the Bahamas. It opened the door to regular flights between Miami and Nassau and even U.S. mail delivery by 1929. And in 2015, Hurricane Joaquin struck the central and southeast Bahamas as a Category 4 storm, leaving widespread damage. All right, as the world pauses to bring awareness to the issue of breast cancer this month, the local Cancer Society recently received $6,000 towards the cause, and it's been made possible by a new partnership with the local Chinese embassy. Ambassador Her Excellency Jairong Yan says the Cancer Society's work throughout the community inspired her to find ways to assist.
I think this is just a beautiful start, a beautiful beginning. I highly appreciate the Bahamas Cancer Society, what you have been doing for the humanitarian cause in the Bahamas, including promoting Cancer Caring Center expansion project, building communities that provide invaluable emotional and moral support for patients, organizing extensive cancer educational activities, healthy lifestyle, promotions and media saturation, and financing annual trips for children to attend camps.
And President of the Cancer Society of the Bahamas is Rochelle Wilkinson.
Which will expand our reach, provide more rooms for those needing shelter during their treatment, as well as our long-term goal of providing the first ever hospice care in the Bahamas.
All right, to learn more about that effort, as well as all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. That's going to do it for us in News at 7. Joining us now, Natalia Hall. She's up with the latest headlines. Natalia?
I can't stop smiling.
I was going to say Happy Monday.
Welcome back, Cantino. Welcome back.
Today is the 1st of October and my first day back.
First day back. How are you feeling?
This is my Monday. I'm feeling well rested.
Yes.
Well rested. I was watching the team, though. So proud of what you guys did for the last month. I know we had a storm that we were following and several other major developments. So
you were missed.
I was watching from afar.
You were missed. I even had someone stop me and say, I see your sidekick gone on vacation. So trust me, the audience, they're watching. But I'm so happy to have you back. All right?
Good to see you.
Thanks so much, Ken. Well, coming up, Western Atlantic University hosts its White Coat ceremony. And are you ready to help shape the future of farming through technology? Here are your latest headlines. First tonight on our news at 7:30, clearing up floodwaters after days of heavy rain hasn't been easy, but the Ministry of Work says help is on the way. Also, water pumping at Saunders Beach drawing reaction tonight. Also, drama in the Junkanoo community. 19 of 21 groups throw their support behind the National Junkanoo Committee. And later, your favorite liquor store could be at risk. This as the Department of Inland Revenue rolling out a new pre-certification process before any business license is granted. The story when our news at 7:30 returns.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the R News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
What do you get when you're searching for the whole truth?
Less than 24 hours after the body of 12-year-old was discovered on a track road on Faith Avenue, police say
You get the most comprehensive half hour of news.
Breach of the party's constitution.
Behind me is what remains of the Victoria Court apartment complex.
Our News at 7 brings you that truth in all of the day's top stories, sports, and our view of the world. Join me, Candino Knowles, weeknights for Our News at 7. Stay with the team you already trust.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having Business in a Box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
My name is Trevi Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on my services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trevi Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
Welcome to our news. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. Clearing up the severe flooding over the past few days presented its fair share of challenges for the Ministry of Works. Still, they're expecting the situation to be rectified in the next few days. Our Berthany McDermott revisited the West Grove today, where he got a first-hand look at the flood remediation process.
48 hours, that's the deadline. Senior engineer in the Ministry of Works, Dexter Williams, is setting for the majority of water across the island to be at a much more manageable level. According to Williams, they pumped over 6 million gallons per day. But Williams telling us it didn't come without its challenges. In areas like Propel Track and the Grove West, Williams says they stumbled upon this issue.
Upon closer investigation, we realized that some property developer person blocked the channel, which we had to clear that channel to allow the water to flow to the wetlands. So we never knew that it was blocked. We just saw the water and people complaining.
So we're back to the West Grove here, and we're on Mangrove Street where we were just a few days ago, and the situation has improved. As you can see, the water levels have gone down as the Ministry of Works move to pump all of this water out of the area to make it easier for the residents here. However, officials telling us that compounding the situation isn't just the water from the flooding, but the sewer system.
You also have a sewer fight with this. Sewer is mixing with the water. So that created more volume for us to pump out.
Tropical Storm Imelda rolled in with heavy rainfall, causing severe flooding in multiple communities across New Providence. Williams says around 3 pumps are operating at Saunders Beach for hours. Williams telling us they've used direct pump trucks, and well blowing.
Close to the coastal areas, we pump directly into the sea. As you see, we are doing at Saunders Beach now as we speak. We have, in this location, we do not have direct access to the sea unless we'd have to block West Bay Street. So what we are doing now is just pumping at the lowest throttle on the pump into a well.
As for the way forward, Williams says there are things we can do to ensure the situation doesn't happen again.
We have to make sure that we keep the wells clean, that we don't block up the waterways.
Reporting for our news, I'm Berthany McDermott.
Well, days after Tropical Storm Imelda swept over the Bahamas, it left behind a trail of debris and waist-deep flooding in several New Providence communities. It's an ongoing issue government and community leaders say they're working around the clock to address. Today, pump trucks were spotted in the Fort Charlotte community siphoning floodwater and dumping it into Saunders Beach, leaving the shoreline discolored. State Minister for the Environment, Zane Lightbourne, acknowledged the process isn't ideal, but insists is being done in the interest of public safety.
Department of Environmental Health have teams out also that are checking for contaminants that could endanger the coastline and the beaches. And the beach is also closed in that area at this time whilst they're doing this exercise. So the immediate action by Ministry of Works to pump some of this water out of the communities and into the sea area is monitored by both agencies. And anything that seems, if there's any concentration higher than normal of anything that's a danger or hazardous, then there will be a cease and desist order given. But as of this time, while not ideal, there is no danger in the beach.
Now turning to culture, this as drama continues in the Junkanoo community. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture revealing in a statement this afternoon that groups held a poll over the weekend on who should manage the upcoming major parades. According to the statement, 19 of the 21 groups supported the National Junkanoo Committee taking the lead. The poll highlights a growing rift in the community, with the NJC claiming majority support, while the Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence insists it remains the official body in charge. Youth, Sports and Culture Minister Mario Boleg told the Tribune yesterday he has already submitted the NJC's recommendation and report to the Attorney General for review. Meanwhile, the JCNP is expected to hold a press conference this evening to respond. While your favorite liquor store could be at risk in the next few months, this as the Department of Inland Revenue rolls out a pre-certification process that must be completed before any business can get a yearly license. Now, this impacts all liquor establishments from liquor stores, bars, and restaurants to hotels, clubs, and nightclubs, but a long list of businesses will be shut out of the process altogether, including takeaway restaurants, walk-up windows, drive-through liquor stores, supermarkets, gas stations, souvenir shops, mobile bars, food trucks, and party buses that sell or offer liquor on board. Inland Revenue Controller Shonda Strawn says businesses were given the chance to comply before the November implementation date.
Those businesses have a choice. They can repurpose their premises so that it is suited for one of the classifications that we have outlined, or unfortunately, no, they will not be allowed to operate.
Now, businesses are required to register 90 days ahead of applying for an annual business license. Cruise ships, airplanes, and businesses in Freeport are exempted. As for enforcement,
we have a compliance unit. We have an investigations unit that will be also kind of pushed into this new task. They will be going around and inspecting establishments, but also we have the Royal Bahamas Police Force that is actively working with us on this. So this is not just a Department of Inland Revenue's initiative to manage. We have our partners out there who we expect will also be assisting us, and then our best assistance will, of course, come from the general public.
While a murder suspect accused of committing multiple crimes is behind bars tonight, 28-year-old Dion Ferguson faces murder, attempted murder, arson, and firearm charges. Prosecutors say Ferguson murdered Eric Smith, Demetrius Cooper, and attempted murder to Bertram Roll during a September 23rd shooting in Camp Road. The arson charge concerns a fire that cost almost $28,000 in damage to 78 Degrees West Lounge on June 12th. Ferguson is also accused of possession of a tactical rifle and 11 unfired rounds of .223 ammunition. Ferguson didn't have to enter pleas to the murder, attempted murder, and arson charges when he stood before Magistrate Lennox Colby Sr., and he denied the firearms charges. Bail was denied. Ferguson returns to court for the firearms case on November 23rd. The other cases were adjourned to January 23rd, 2026. Well, the sun is out on this Wednesday after lots of rain over the weekend. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with your first look. Greg, the rain is gone?
Over 10 inches of rain during that period. Much improved conditions around the islands. We have a lot more sunshine. Still have some moisture out there that we're going to watch for the next couple of days. Some of that backing and across our area, so we could see some showers later on. 84 degrees outside our studios with a few clouds. It is still on the breezy side, but the winds have come down. North-northeast winds at 15 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 92. Satellite radar composite, well, Imelda pulling away from us, basically heading towards Bermuda. It actually should be on Bermuda right now, and those guys will be feeling the effect. But we do have that trailing moisture across our area. That's going to continue to keep us with some showers in the forecast for the next couple of days. There will be some hit and miss showers, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm. But all in all, it's much improved from the last couple of days as Imelda continues to pull away from us. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us to look at your extended forecast, and the tropics still to come.
Still to come on our news, first-year med students at the Western Atlantic University received their white coats. And later, could you be a part of the next generation of agri-tech innovators? A new program is giving Bahamians a chance to fuse farming with technology. That's all coming up when our news returns.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications, so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
NFL season is back, and Cable Bahamas is bringing the action straight to you.
Okay, so let I take it from here. This season, Cable Bahamas is the Bahamas' #1 NFL provider. More games than ever before. With any live fiber infinite bundle, Trio or Trio Plus, you unlock Thursday Night Football, Sunday Ticket in 4K, and every highlight that matters. Just opt in the Sports X for $5 a month.
And don't miss a touchdown. Sign up now.
Watch Thursday Night Football exclusively with Rev and the Live Fiber on channel 747 and 748.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
I was just telling my friend I wish I could get my Our News updates sent to my phone, like a WhatsApp message or something, you know?
Haven't you heard?
The Western Atlantic University School of Medicine in Grand Bahama recently hosted its white coat ceremony at the Grand Lucayne Resort. The occasion is usually held for first-year medical students, where they receive their first white lab coat and take an oath to provide compassionate and ethical care. It also marks the beginning of their journey into the medical profession. This year's event also featured a special moment. The first ever Dr. Pandora Johnson Scholarship was presented to medical student Kanan Cooper. Early director of the school, Dr. Marcus Bethel, shared more about Dr. Johnson's legacy and why this new award is so significant.
I served on the board with Dr. Pandora Johnson, whose untimely death we all mourn. And the scholarship committee of the Wasson Medical School decided to dedicate and honor her memory with the establishment of the Pandora Johnson Scholarship.
Cooper reflected on his journey in medicine and offered advice for students considering the field.
Medical school is not easy. Sometimes it's rough, sometimes it's smooth, sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's just complete hell. But at the same time, I'm only 2 weeks in. I'm already excited for the next 10 semesters, you know. And so I'm really just excited for all of this, man. It's really coming real, becoming true. And that's the big thing, that this is all something that I actually work towards. If you believe that this is what you want to do, you are ready. If you believe this is what you want to do, you are ready. The education, the concepts, they will come. You will learn those over time, the studying. But if you have that mentality that I'm meant to be a doctor, you're already ready for this journey, especially here at WASM.
All right, great advice. Well, are you ready to help shape the future of farming through technology? You may have an opportunity through the Innovate Agri-Tech Initiative. It's a part of Innovate 242 Demetria Agri-Tech program, which was recently launched at the Ministry for Grand Bahama. The year-long program targets residents between the ages of 17 and 25, offering hands-on training in software development, mobile apps, machine learning, and satellite imaging, all designed to modernize agriculture in the Bahamas. Participants will also receive a stipend. The initiative is a partnership with BAMSI, Demetria, the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute, and the Tourism Development Corporation. Grand Bahama Minister Ginger Moxie calls it a great opportunity for young people.
It's going to happen at BTVI, and it's also going to happen in this room right here, the CoLab room in the Ministry for Grand Bahama. But the ultimate goal and place is the new Innovate 242 incubator on at the former Royal Palm Resort. And as you know, we're developing the incubator, and it's going to have both our Creative Business Center and also be the Center for Sustainability. There, we will be able to have classes that are tech-focused, and it's also the place where the Young Innovators Club is going to reside.
Those interested can apply. The Ministry for Grand Bahama. A form is also available through their Facebook page. The pilot program is looking for 20 students, with Demetria planning to employ 10 of them. The CEO, John Trask, says Freeport could even become home to a new technology center. And at BTVI, Assistant Manager Gayla Wallace says they're excited to be on board.
Globally, we have hundreds of people in our company, and when we move into a nation, we work with usually the local government, with cooperatives, and with the food companies. So we work with the biggest food companies in the world. A lot of the crops we work on right now are like coffee, cocoa, avocado, and so on, but we work with 60 different crops around the world. Part of the initiative is, how do you train the youth in order to be able to develop technology to support the world and support their own nation?
I think that it just ties directly into what BTVI is about, which is investing in Bahamians, especially in furthering their education. And so we are excited to be able to teach some of these modules, which would include the general education and also, as mentioned before, some of the IT courses.
Jazz Chisholm and the Yankees play in the postseason. We hear from DeAndre Ayton, and Team Bahamas picks up a big win down in Panama. Our sports at 7:30 is up next.
My friend, I wish I could get my Our News updates sent to my phone, like a WhatsApp message or something, you know?
Haven't you heard?
Well, who say that?
It's me, Jerome, your news godfather, and I'm here to update your life.
Well, how do you plan to update my life exactly? Because I don't think I'm understanding. Care to elaborate?
Our News has launched its broadcast channel. So now, most important updates come straight to your WhatsApp.
Dad, so you tell me that I have access to real-time updates and news at 7:30?
Yes, you get it first and direct and unfiltered.
Okay.
It's perfect for our viewers who want to stay on top of what's going on.
Well, I want to stay in tune. Are you talking about like recent crimes and political updates and heartfelt stories as well as sports coverage?
We're talking exclusive updates, behind-the-scenes content, major announcement, everything you actually care about.
Nice. I love the sound of that. So this is like VIP access to the news you don't want to miss. So what are you waiting for? Be sure to press the notification bell on the WhatsApp broadcast channel so that you don't miss out on all of the real-time updates.
Every week, one show drives the national conversation. On the Record. We challenge the issues, ask the tough questions, and dig deeper. We bring in the experts, the decision makers, and the voices that matter. Our discussions shape policy, influence change, and inform the public like no other. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel. The conversations that shape the Bahamas start here, on the record.
Joshua Williams here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button and to follow all of our social media pages. Also, don't forget to push that notification button so that you can see all of the great content from the team you already trust.
NFL season is back, and Cable Bahamas is bringing the action straight to you.
Okay, so let I take it from here. This season, Cable Bahamas is the Bahamas' #1 NFL provider. More games than ever before. With any live fiber infinite bundle, Trio or Trio Plus, you unlock Thursday Night Football, Sunday Ticket in 4K, and every highlight that matters. Just opt in the Sports X for $5 a month.
And don't miss a touchdown. Sign up now.
Watch Thursday Night Football.
Good evening, I'm Tage Adderley, and this is Our Sports at 7:30. Jazz Chisholm and the New York Yankees began their wild card series, adding a new chapter in a century-year-old rivalry. Jazz and the Yanks dropped Game 1 of their wild card series against the Boston Red Sox 3-1. Coming off an injury against a tough lefty in the Sox Garrett Crochet, Jazz got in the game late with the bases loaded and a chance to tie the game up, but he flew out to right field. Yankee starter Max Fried had a strong start, going 6 1/3 innings, surrendering no runs, but Luke Weaver, who came on to relieve him, gave up the lead immediately, surrendering 2 runs and getting pulled. Anthony Volpe scored the only run for the Yanks, hitting a solo home run. 3 Red Sox had 1 RBI apiece. Game 2 is happening right now in New York, so check that out if you want to support Jazz and the Yanks. Speaking of cornerstone sports franchises, DeAndre Ayton was signed by one of the NBAs during the offseason, the Los Angeles Lakers. He participated in their media day this week.
Honestly, pressure is a privilege, and I'm in the right place to be, where everything counts and the fans want us to win, and I'm here to just add to that legacy on bringing a title here.
That's the newest Lakers center, New Providence native DeAndre Ayton, speaking at Lakers Media Day on Monday. He wants to follow in the tradition of great Lakers centers like Wilt, Kareem, and Shaq and bring a title to LA.
Just to be in this environment and this city that, holds as a unit, that really cherishes this organization, it's hard not, it's like black and white, it's hard not to, to tell what they're going for and what's the goal. And, I don't make it too complicated, just staying in the gym every day and just staying consistent, proving to the organization and my teammates, that I'm ready to do it.
He also talked about playing alongside NBA superstars LeBron James and Luka Doncic.
Growing up watching him, I always thought of him as a leader. I always looked at him, every team he went to, how he led teams that made guys great. And, that was his goal, one of his goals. Even have it in the interview I used to watch through high school, just him just wanting to lead and him being that leader. You see how much work he's put in to see where he's at, and how he's really really just embraced being a true professional and showing and telling what he's about.
And they'll make their preseason debut on Friday against a team that drafted Ayton 1 overall over Luka in 2018, the Phoenix Suns. And finally tonight, down in Panama, the U23 men's team picked up their first win of the Pan Am pre-qualifiers.
They changed up the lineup a little bit, bring some other guys and put some other guys back, and then we told everybody's on deck, and we're playing fundamental. We're going to squeeze, we're going to bunt, we're going to hit and run, we're going to do whatever it takes to win this game. We are going to win this game.
That's Bahamas national team manager Ken Adderley talking about the adjustments he and his team made to get their first win. They took down Aruba 7-2 last night in La Chorrera, Panama. Keshawn Conliffe went 2 for 4 with a double and an RBI, and he scored 2 runs to lead the way. Rohan Kulma also had a double and an RBI. Chad McKenzie got the solid start on the mound, allowing 3 runs over the first 4 innings to keep the Bahamas in the game. Or Xavier Saint got the win in relief, holding Aruba to 3 hits and no runs in the final 3 innings.
I believe that today went really well because, in the past 2 days, the chemistry was a bit shaky, but we were able to get it through today. The bats were hot, Me pitching, I just had the good mindset. I told the Lord, give me 1 more each time I went out. That's all I could hope for.
Now, if that's not the ideal pitcher's mindset, I'm not sure what is. They had the day off today to rest up, and they're back at it tomorrow against Cuba. That'll do it for sports today at 7:30. I'm Tage Adderley. Have a great evening, everyone.
When our news comes back from the break, Logos Hope preparing to return to the Bahamas, marking its third visit and first full public opening since the pandemic. That's all coming up when our news returns.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having Business in a Box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
My name is Atreyu Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to do the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the Live Fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Atreyu Williams, and the future is home with a Live Fiber.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's On the Record, one of the longest running current affairs shows on RTV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government, cultural icons, industry leaders, and international experts. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, our conversation sets the tone for the nation. We've tackled the biggest issues on the planet, held world leaders accountable, and given voice to the people. From politics to culture, business to the environment, no topic.
This is our news. Welcome back. Two systems now pulling well away from us. One headed for Bermuda as we speak, should be on their back door right now. That is Imelda, 5 p.m. position, places at 31.6 degrees north, 67.9 degrees west, and winds up to 100 miles per hour. Its movement is racing quickly towards the east-northeast at 22 miles per hour. That system will continue to pull across that area, but it should be a quick one for Bermuda, as that system should move out of the area by tomorrow evening and head towards some cooler waters. The tropics, rest of it remaining quiet. A couple of tropical waves moving across the tropical belt, but nothing organized at this time. Taking a look at the future forecast, trailing moisture from Imelda will continue to be across our area, so we're looking at some scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms in the forecast. That should take us through Thursday, and then most of that moisture will be lifting back towards the north, across the northwest Bahamas. So more showers and thunderstorms in the forecast all the way into the weekend, mainly across the northwest and central Bahamas during that time frame. Boating forecast, not too bad inside the islands, but the Atlantic, we're asking you boaters to remain out of the Atlantic. Small craft advisory out there, north and northeast winds, 10 to 15 knots, 2 to 4 foot seas inside the island, but they will be building up to 10 feet along the Atlantic exposures and northeasterly swells. In the central and southeast Bahamas, advisory also down there. Winds are variable though at 5 to 10 knots, 2 to 4 foot seas inside the islands, but building up to 7 feet in northeasterly swells. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, with that moisture lifting back towards us, that trailing moisture from Imelda, we are going to see showers and thunderstorms in the forecast throughout the remainder of the week. That is likely to last into early next week, keeping our temperatures in the upper 80s, nighttime temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. That's a look at our weather. But before I go, I'd like to say happy anniversary to my partner, my wife, Estella. Do enjoy the evening.
All right, thanks so much for that, Greg. Well, the world's largest floating book fair, Logos Hope, is making its return to the shores of New Providence on October 2nd. That's tomorrow. Sailing the seas since 2009, this will be Logos Hope's third visit to the Bahamas. The ship visited the capital in 2021, but due to COVID-19 restrictions, it was not open to the public. In 2017, 18,000 Bahamians visited, and according to project manager Ruchir Rana, it's this a highly anticipated event.
It has visited over 150 countries to more than 500 ports. And every time the book fair docks in a country, we open for the visitors to come and experience 5,000 different book titles that we have, that be kids, adults, religion, arts, crafts, cooking, you name it. And we also have an international cafe on the ship where you and your friends, your family come have a drink, get refreshed, get some popcorn and connect with our crew. We are people from 65 different countries, all volunteers serving with the Logos Hope.
Sounds very exciting. Well, the ship will be open to the public from October 3rd to the 19th, except for Wednesdays. And there are several community events planned, including school visits, the One Voice prayer and worship concert, a friendly soccer game, and the cultural fair.
18th of October, that's where we share the diverse culture of our ship. The Logos Hope is famous of its diversity, 65 different nationality represented. So that's where we have a cultural fair where you just come on the Logos Hope. It's a free event as well. Come and experience the diverse culture that we share.
So we are very, very excited that we can partner with so many different organizations. The ship is so much more than just a book fair, a bookshop. We also, as much as we love to welcome visitors, we also want to go and partner with local partnerships.
All right, if you want to see that story again, it's available now at ournews.bs. And with that, we thank you so much for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.